Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to 6th/7th grade parent night. Tonight's goal is basically to sort of give you an update on what's going on with the Los Angeles Unified School District in the beginning of the school year. It's really not so much to give you great specific information as it is to give you an overview of what next week is going to look like, and an opportunity for parents to ask some questions. And we're going to ask that tonight that you ask questions through our chat room. There is a chat option down there at the very bottom. If you look at your Zoom, you will see a variety of things, but one of the things you will see is where it says chat. You can always click on the chat and you can type in your specific questions. Parents, if you haven't muted your phones or your computers, we ask that you mute them. And then after the presentation, we will answer your questions as we move along. All right.
You do need to enable the chat. The chat is disabled currently.
Okay, I'm working on it.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I'll start, Alana, while you enable the chat. So you want to do next slide, please?
Sure. Okay.
So here's our agenda for the night. We've welcomed you. In a minute, we're gonna hear from our homeroom parents. One of the things we're trying to do this year at Revere is to create more connection between our families and the school. We have two parents that are leading one of our endeavors to do that with homeroom parents. I'll let them explain what that is. You're gonna get to see and meet your administrative team. We're gonna talk about the district's Smart Start that many of you may have been hearing about. We're gonna look at the tentative schedule that we'll be beginning with to start the school year. We're gonna talk about that interesting class called advisory that many of you may have seen on your child's schedule. And then you'll hear from our magnet representative, our special education administrator, our student services administrator, and then we'll finish off with some questions and answers. I also want to thank all the members of Pride that have jumped in tonight. Plus, I also see we have a couple of Revere teachers up here tonight. So without further ado, we're going to get the ball rolling. All right. So Paul Revere homeroom parents, Jamie Nutella, and Paula Lewis. Jamie, if you want to unmute yourself, and Paul, if you're on there and you want to unmute yourself, the floor is all yours.
Hello, Paula. Are you there? I can't see you, but I think you are. Well, first, I want to welcome all of you to Paul Revere. I'm going to tell you that more than any other year, we found that we would like to build a strong community within the room parents and the parents in our school. We have assigned room parents in the past, we've only had room parents for 6th grade for homeroom, and now we've assigned parents to every homeroom, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. We have, Paula and I really listened to a lot of the parents and their concerns. We feel that we are very prepared to help you this year, make you feel comfortable, answer any questions. I think we've thought of everything as we have an agenda. There will be group chats set up for your homerooms to answer immediate questions with technology. The head room parent will be able to talk with the teacher and discuss the best way for them and how they will work this year. There is sort of a blueprint on how room parents will communicate with other parents and help with direct communication. The most important thing is we really want to build a sense of community this year. So Paula and I have assigned room parents, and we would like to welcome each of you. Each grade has a link that we are creating. I believe 7th grade room parents, it went out last night. 6th grade will as well have their own night. We purposely did it because in our talk with you, in our Zoom, we are also helping you with technology, setting up your iPads and your LAUSD accounts. So that way the room parents, the goal is before the first day of school, you have your class schedule of who your kids are in your homeroom, as well as a group chat set up. You've already reached out to your parents and you've already talked with your teacher on the best way that they would like to work. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are the days that we are scheduling 6th, 7th, and 8th grade private Zoom conversations where we have a specific agenda, and Paula and I will answer all your questions. I'm Jamie, if none of you know that. And Paula, can you wave your hand there?
Can you hear me? Am I on mute?
Are?
Maybe I'm on mute. Am I on mute?
No, you're not. We can hear you.
Okay, hi.
We purposely started with our Zoom calls for 8th graders because they were the first to get their iPads. So we're kind of using your conversation with your parents and your homerooms and your teachers as sort of a learning experience to then move on to welcoming the incoming 6th graders and the 7th graders. I know that there's a lot of anxiety around for the 6th graders coming into a school, not meeting people, not being present, but I promise you that your kids are going to feel comfortable and welcome, and we have such an incredible administration. Everybody has worked so hard. They are so organized, and we are so excited to welcome you to the Paul Revere community. We are really building a strong parent community this year. Paula, do you want to add anything? We also have a lot of fun things for social gatherings for kids. We have tea time with our principal, Tommy, which is a way for you to have a conversation with him. We are setting up social hours. We have buddy systems for room parents. All this will be covered in our grade Zoom conversation setup.
You know what? I can't tell you how excited we are to have the two of you doing this year. You've really stepped forward and in just a short amount of time made a big difference. And so I want to thank both of you for being here tonight. If there's nothing else, we're going to move on with the presentation. So thank you both, Paula and Jamie. It's great having you at Revere, and I really enjoy working with the both of you.
Thank you. I do want to say one more thing. If you look on the Paul Revere website, we are still looking for some 6th and 7th grade parents to volunteer to be head room parent for your homeroom. I promise you, it's not difficult. It's extremely organized. You'll be the first to know things and funnel the information. It'll only make everything a little bit more manageable and feel good about it. But we are super excited to have you. So thank you, thank you. And for the 6th graders, we are sending out an email tonight with your scheduled Zoom time. All of the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday Zoom conversations for your grade take place at 10 a.m. and there will be a makeup next week.
Thank you, Jamie. That's great. I also want to thank Fatih, one of our Pride parents, I believe co-president of Pride this year, for being here tonight. Fatih, if you just want to unmute yourself and say hello, that'd be great.
Hi, I'm Fatia Deli. I have a 8th grader, and this is I believe our 5th year at Paul Revere. I have also a 10th grader at Pali High who went through Paul Revere, and we couldn't be happier being at Paul Revere. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Fatih. And for any of our new parents, Pride is an incredible partner in Paul Revere's success. The money that they raise, the contributions they make to our campus, we couldn't be Revere without them. So once again, Fatih, thank you for being here with us. So this slide, everybody, is your administrative team. You can see Ms. Mama Schaaf, Magner coordinator, Brett Shabata, head counselor, oversees all things counseling. Justin Koretz, who's with us tonight, thank you, Justin, is our assistant principal over attendance and admissions. Dr. Chantel Anthony is our assistant principal over all things special ed and 504, not to mention our physical plant. Thank you, Dr. Anthony, for being here tonight. And Mr. Tyson Evans is the one administrator you don't want your kids to get to know. He oversees all student services. The dean's office is in his office. He's also done an amazing job over the last few days, making sure that all the students have their textbooks and iPads, and we thank Mr. Evans for that. A 6th grade counselor is Mr. Derek Flowers, who I do not believe is with us tonight. Derek, are you there? And our 7th grade counselor is Miss Cecilia Esparza, who I believe is with us tonight. So, Miss Esparza, you want to say hello if you're there?
Hi, I'm Cecilia Sparza, and just as Mr. Iannucci mentioned, I'm in charge of the 7th graders this year. And so I'm looking forward to this new adventure. It's going to be an adventure for sure.
Thank you, Mrs. Esparza. Next slide, please. So we've heard a lot about Smart Start, and so let me explain what Smart Start is set up for as a district. Remember, everything I'm telling you tonight is essentially tentative. The district and UTLA have not ratified their side agreement yet, but all indications from people I've talked to in the Board of Education's office and in UTLA assure me that Smart Start will be ratified, as well with the tentative weekly schedule. So if you could bring up the rest of the slide, Ms. Mavashov, that'd be great. You notice that Monday, the 17th, is a pupil-free day, just like it would be if we were on campus. Students have no responsibilities other than getting plenty of rest and enjoying their last day of summer. School officially starts Tuesday, August 18th. Now, it's sort of a different type of start to the school year. It's going to be a student-parent orientation, and you can see by on this slide, there are two PDs, I guess, for the use of a better word, professional developments for parents and students. The first one is going to be organizing for success, and you can see that it's about managing and learning how to run your life in the e-learning world. And the second one is about helpful video and technical tips and support from the school district. How to request your username, some of the challenges that the district has found that our families are facing. Now, I've been told by sources in the district that your teachers will be providing links to both these activities in their Schoology pages, which they should be getting over the weekend. So we'll be sending something out through our usual communicative ways, our Blackboard Connect, or through emails, letting you know how to access or when those links are there for your children to take a look at and be able to log into starting Tuesday. And then in the afternoon on Tuesday, there's going to be an opportunity for me, your principal, to interact with some of our families. And then Wednesday, again, student and parent orientation. There's going to be an online safety digital citizenship opportunity for your children to peruse and review with their parents, and also managing your health and well-being during e-learning. Some helpful mindfulness tips, ways to stay physically fit while we're not on campus, but while you're still at home. Now, your teachers, what are they doing on Tuesday and Wednesday? They're going to be going through a series of professional developments, which will better prepare them for the opening of school, which will be Thursday, the 20th, where actually your teachers and your students will be following their classroom schedules. And let's take a look at that schedule, Ms. Mavashov. So this is our tentative weekly schedule. Notice that the word tentative is there, because once again, none of this has been finalized. You'll see that the state minimum of daily instructional minutes is 240, and the minimum number of synchronous students' minutes compared to asynchronous minutes, and that means live and not live, are up there for you as well. So Monday, as of right now, is an instructional support day, and you'll see that the students' classes are meeting 135, 246, right? Lunch, parent outreach time, office hours, and planning time and professional development for our teachers. If you look underneath Monday itself, it says even and odd periods alternate weeks. So the easiest way I can explain it to you is your first Monday that your child will attend school is going to be the odd classes, 1, 3, and 5. 2, 4, and 6 will not meet with their teachers that first week. They'll meet with their teachers that second week. I know it's a little bit abstract at this point, but your teachers will explain it more to your students the first day of school on the 20th. But then you'll see Tuesday and Thursday is a regular top of block schedule. Children will meet with their teachers on alternating days. So the first day of instruction, which is Thursday the 20th, your child will meet with their first, third, and fifth period teachers. And then on Friday, they'll meet with their second, fourth, and sixth period teachers. And you'll notice there's that thing called advisory sandwiched around their lunch. Ms. Mavashov, you want to go to advisory for me. So this is what the district sent me about advisory. I'm not going to bore you by reading it, but if you just sort of want to peruse it yourselves, it's really there to support your child's social, emotional, and academic needs. And so the teachers will be providing college and career readiness lessons. They'll be there to, what can I say, in a smaller group. The advisory is split into 2 sections, so they'll take what we call traditionally homeroom, which would have 35 students, and they split it in half. So advisory 1 would be 50% of the teacher's homeroom, lunchtime, and then advisory 2 is the second percent of 50% of the students for advisory 2. And the district is going to be providing us a course study for advisories. A curriculum hasn't been given to us yet, so this is the best I can give you on what advisory looks like. And I'm going to assume, knowing our teachers, each teacher is going to make it uniquely their own, and so blend it to fit their educational styles. So I think you'll find out more about advisory as the year goes on. If you want to see the full district side agreement with UTLA, I know UTLA has it posted on their website, and maybe you can get some greater details and information about what this whole side agreement looks like. And with that being said, that's the end of my portion for right now. I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Mavashov, who will be talking to you about all things magnet. Thank you, Ms. Mavashov.
Mute myself. Hello, everybody. So thanks for joining us tonight. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of Magnet. So basically, our Magnet program is a kind of a smaller program within the larger school. There is an application process to that, which some of you here tonight have learned that. We are just about full for this coming up school year. Total enrollment about 429 students, also 6th, 7th, and 8th. Our 6th grade team, we've got a 6th grade team, 7th grade team, and 8th grade team. And those are the teachers named for our 6th graders. We've got Mr. Matsu, teaches science, Mr. Tokeshi, mathematics, Ms. Mello, English, and Mr. Hyman, history. And for those of you who are here for 7th grade, you will have Ms. Uchida for science, Ms. Del Cambry for math, Ms. Roman for English, and Mr. Viel for history. Our 8th grade team is mentioned there as well. Ms. Yang, Ms. Wooler, who will be joining us new this year in mathematics, and Ms. Ernst and Ms. Lee. So what's nice about Magnet is that you always kind of know what to expect year to year. The teachers they'll be the same teachers year after year that work with our Magnet students. They will have shared classes with charter for PE and for electives. But for the core curriculum classes, they will have solely Magnet teachers. For those of you here tonight for 6th grade, our 6th grade teachers do hold an additional credential, not just in multiple subjects, but in single as well. So your 6th graders will be rotating classroom to classroom, just as they would in 7th and in 8th grade. So they will be rotating every hour once they return. But they will be following that program, just as they would in 7th or in 8th grade. So our teachers do work together in teams. They work together as a collaboration so that they can better meet the needs of the students as a whole. Our focus is science, technology, and math, and we will continue to focus on that this year, even if it is virtual. Part of what we're doing as well for Magnet Advisory, just like in charter, the focus is going to be on mindfulness and team building. So teachers are going to emphasize different prompts with their classes during those periods. They're broken down into smaller groups. So instead of an entire homeroom class, which is usually anywhere, approximately, let's say 35 people or fewer, it will be half that amount at any given time, which will allow teachers to work more closely with their students and give a little bit more one-on-one attention. I like that little prompt on the side where it says mindful or mindful. A lot of our kids struggle with focus academically because they're so busy up in their heads. So these activities are going to be geared towards just emptying that out, clearing their minds, and relaxing so that the information can get through. And that's just a little bit about Magnet. And we will move on from there. I'm also available for any questions. If anyone wants to email me or contact me after, I'm happy to answer any questions you have as related to Magnet.
All right, I'd like to turn it over now to Dr. Anthony. Dr. Anthony, the stage is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Chantel Anthony and I am the administrator over special education. And I wanted to just begin by introducing our team members for SPED and for 504s. So Ms. Honda is our special education coordinator. And also we have Ms. Arnold, who's our special education coordinator. Both Ms. Honda and Ms. Arnold can definitely be reached in for situations such as scheduling, if you want to know when your IEP will be and so forth, they will definitely be able to help you. Also, new to our team, we have Mr. Liberatore, who's going to help out with 504s. He can also support parents with students of 504s with scheduling and so forth. All of our meetings obviously will be virtual, and we will be reaching out to you shortly for those of you who have students with services regarding meetings. Next slide, please. So for special education, Revere offers a variety of programs. We have our alternate curriculum program, which we have our autism program and our program for students with intellectual disabilities. The students on the alternate curriculum program, even though they're a self-contained program, they still get to participate in general ed electives. So they have the opportunity to integrate with their age-appropriate peers. Those teachers are Miss Green Jansen and Mr. Brian Wage. They are awesome teachers. Also, we have our core curriculum programs. We have our autism core program led by Miss Longway. In the 6th grade, this is a self-contained program where the kids will take all of their core classes with Miss Longway. However, they will integrate into the general education population for their electives and possibly for physical education, depending upon their IEP. We have the specific learning disabilities program led by Mrs. Carey, Mrs. Sparza, and Mr. Para. Collectively, they teach all the core, so math, history, science, and English. The kids will rotate between those 3 teachers for their core classes and once again integrate for physical education and for electives as determined by the IEP. Finally, we have our resource specialist program led by Ms. Cruz, Ms. Green, Ms. Johnson, Ms. Rafe, and Mr. Wegler. Now, our resource specialist program, the children are typically in all general education classes. Depending on the IEP and the need of the students, some are pulled out, and our teachers, depending on the model, will push in to general education classrooms to provide support for those students in math and English. So that's our special education program at Revere. It's very diverse. It's very heartfelt. Our teachers care a lot about the students, and it's a great program. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anthony. I would like to now introduce Mr. Tyson Evans, Assistant Principal over Student Services. Tyson, take it away.
All right, thank you guys for being here. It's good to see everybody. After a few days of textbook distribution, it's nice to see some faces and not just mask with everybody. So Student Services Office, I'm gonna have Ms. Mabashoff skip to the next slide. We'll introduce our staff first. So I'm the assistant principal. We have 2 deans at Paul Revere, Mr. Lockwood and Mr. Castillo. Both of them do an excellent job. And I'm gonna kind of explain their roles in just a minute with virtual learning and kind of their traditional role. Ms. Gutierrez is our office tech. So if you call our office, that'll be the first person you probably speak with. She is excellent at running our office and making sure that a lot of the questions get answered before you get to one of us. And Mr. Verduzco, or Edwin, is one of our campus aides. He does a lot of work with our textbooks. So you may be getting a notice from him about textbook inventory, missing textbooks, anything like that. So just know that he also works with our office quite a bit. You'll see there our main office number there is listed. So feel free to use that number to get a hold of any one of us after we return back to campus. As of right now, as you can imagine, email is the best way to get a hold of any of us. So if we can go to the next slide, Ms. Mabashov. So our office handles a couple of different things. The first is textbook distribution and services. Since this is, from what we heard at the beginning, a lot of 7th grade parents, we're going to be seeing many of you tomorrow and Thursday. So we're excited to have you guys coming onto campus. Just a couple of reminders. Adults will not be allowed to do the textbook pickup. We're going to ask that your students do wear a mask. It is a very quick process. And so far, we've had really a good job making sure that the students are in and out very quickly. So hopefully the 7th grade will go smooth the next 2 days. If you're here because you thought it was 6th grade, thank you guys for doing an excellent job. But feel free to email me any questions you have about textbooks. Our office really does handle primarily the student support and discipline. What that means for virtual learning is we know middle school students can find creative ways to engage with each other, and sometimes that translates to inappropriate behavior online. So while we are in the virtual setting, we're going to ask that we are monitoring our students' behavior online. If not, you may be hearing from myself or Mr. Castillo or Mr. Lockwood. We did have a few incidents last year when we moved to remote learning, where we did have some students that were not engaging in appropriate behavior in their Zoom sessions and things like that. And so we worked a lot with our teachers in how to set up appropriate Zoom settings and things like that. But we also know that sometimes students make poor decisions. And so we want to work with both the students and the parents to make sure that they are working through those and acting appropriately in their Zoom classes and online. So that's really kind of what we're going to be doing in the online remote learning. As far as discipline is, if a teacher reports something to us, you may be hearing from us. One of the things that we're excited about is we are going to be trying to set up some mentoring groups with all of our incoming 6th graders. So we're going to be working in small groups, working with those students to make sure that they feel adjusted to middle school, adjusted to virtual learning. But our office is going to really try to provide some additional layers of support. And then we do also do a lot of the positive incentive programs. We do the Student of the Month, our Rising Rider program for students that are showing improvement, and our Student Superstars. And so weekly we will do Rising Riders and Superstars, and those will be announced through Schoology. And each one of those students that wins will win a gift card to either Starbucks or Islands or something like that. And our Student of the Month, we obviously do that once a month, and those will all be posted. And this year we're going to be mailing out the certificates to students that are our winners. So Ms. Mabashov, if you can go forward one more slide. When we return back to campus, our office does handle a majority of the discipline and campus supervision. So we will be coordinating with our out of the classroom staff, with our supervision, but we do a majority of the discipline on campus. And so if you get a call from us, please know that we are trying to work through a situation that your student has been involved in. We do want to all work together. We don't ever go out and find random students and pull them into our office just to fill up free time. We really do try to do some restorative work with our students so that they make better decisions moving forward. But that's kind of where our office mindset is. We really try to involve the parents in all of the things that are going on with their student anytime they do come through the office. So just know that if you do hear from one of us, we want to work to find a positive resolution with both you and your student. So that's kind of what our office does. So please feel free to reach out to us at any point if you have any questions. But other than that, we look forward to a great school year.
Well, thank you very much to everybody. Now it's time to open it up to our question and answers. I noticed from the chat, though, that we did already have a couple of questions. One parent asked next Tuesday, when does the orientation, I'm assuming you're talking about the Smart Start begin. School starts every day at 9 a.m. So the Smart Start for next Tuesday and Wednesday will also begin at 9 a.m. And another parent asked about a lost textbook. Student Services handles all those lost textbook issues. I understand from what Mr. Kretz put in the chat box that Student Services will be reaching out to those students that have lost their textbooks in the first few weeks of school. All right. And somebody asked about supply lists. I believe the individual teachers will hand out the supply lists when school gets going. So let's go over these one at a time. So we have another one that says, what are we doing to make sure that there is a blueprint for all Paul Revere teachers for, I guess that's online learning, a sort of guide to what to do and what not to do. Teachers have been taking trainings all summer on how to better address online learning. Does anybody else from administrative staff want to jump in on that one? Okay, that's me.
I have a question. When I wrote that, I meant like all the kids for kids who have not just homeroom, but a lot of different classes, all teachers approach online learning differently. So is there some sort of set guideline of what happens if you have to go to the bathroom, how to ask a question, what happens if you arrive late, how do you get back into the chat? Is there some sort of like blueprint for teachers to know what to do in a circumstance like that? If there's a technology issue, do you call your homeroom parent? Like, is there like 10 guideline? I know that there is something in the parent handbook on page 10 on the website, but are we exploring that a little bit more with our administration so that everyone's kind of, has sort of like a formality, like a blueprint to help them?
Traditionally it goes to the individual teacher as far as how they set up those types of things with their classroom. And we are here to assist our teachers with that. So what you're asking, Jamie, I think in essence really exists based on what the individual teacher's preferences are. And they sort of set those things up individually. But if there are technical issues, we're here to support. I believe Mr. Koretz had something he wanted to add. Mr. Koretz?
Hi, thanks everyone for joining. So glad to see you guys here. I did want to just let everyone know that the past, I'd say month or so, I've been communicating with a lot of you and feeling everyone's frustration and anxiety about what this year is going to look like. And I want all of you to know that the staff at Revere, we are feeling the same thing. We normally like to have things planned. Before we go to summer break in June, we have the schedule set for the next year, the bell schedule. And now that we're a week away and we see that things really aren't finalized, it's upsetting to us as well. And it's concerned because we like to have everything set. So all of the anxiety and frustration you're feeling, please understand we are feeling it as well. And we're doing everything possible to get the information out to you as soon as we get it. When we meet with our staff for the first time as an entire staff beginning next week, hopefully we'll have a lot of questions answered and we'll be able to disseminate the information to you. But please understand, we are in the same boat and we're going to get through this together and stay positive, but hang in there. We're feeling the same things you are. That's all I wanted to throw out there.
Thank you, Justin. Well said. Well said. Dr. Anthony, there's a special education question down there from Cassandra. Can you see that? Will special education aides be working with students?
Absolutely. Special education aides will be involved in the Zoom meetings. So whenever there's class, the special education aides will participate. They've all have access to technology. And so if for any reason your child's special education aide has not participated, please let me know. And I did share my email with you, and I'll put it again in the chat box. Okay.
Ms. Gretsch, this one's directed to you. What is the plan for virtual PE?
I'm so glad you asked. I was actually typing my response, but I'll delete that. So the entire PE department is meeting tomorrow morning, and we're very lucky. We have an amazing staff in PE, and so they're excited and they really want to get the ball rolling, literally. So they're going to think of great ways to get your kids moving, and it won't just be, you know, like a written assignment, but they're coming up with creative ways. So after tomorrow's meeting, if you reach out to me, I hopefully will have some more specific answers, but hopefully you'll be very impressed.
I'm going to take you at your word with that.
And also, isn't there the after-school program, the PEP classes, the registration will begin August 15th, I believe, the website says.
Yeah, so
opportunities for after-school options also.
PEP is Revere's after-school program, and so they're finalizing their class activities that they'll be offering, and the activities will start, I believe, the last week in August, first week in September. It'll be virtual for the most part, but they will also have small pods meeting throughout the city for cross-country and different outdoor activities. So if you're looking to get your kids involved outside, that may be an option. So you'll look at, I'll put it in the chat box for Revere After Schools, the website for the program.
One of our parents named Aaron, I can't quite get what you were asking. You said, how can we find out who is our, and then the last word I can't make out. Aaron, you want to unmute yourself and ask that question?
Okay. Hello, sorry, it's Erin. I just punted like internet by mistake. I was wondering, like, if the IEP people, how we find out who is our IEP aide in a class. So when they introduce us to them and how it works.
Dr. Anthony, you want to address that, please?
Okay, hi. I'm not sure if you mean just a classroom aide or if your child has a designated adult with them. Either way,
classroom aide. Sorry, classroom aide. It's like, yeah.
Okay, so for the classroom aide, I can give you that information. However, the special education teachers, they each have a different aide, and they will be introducing the classroom aide to the students on their first day of Zoom, because it's not just one aide for the whole program. It's a classroom aide for each teacher. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Any other questions at this moment from any of our families?
Hi. I have a question. So when is 7th graders getting their new books?
Mr. Evans?
So the textbook distribution for 7th grade is part of the e-learning distribution letter that went out. But tomorrow will be the last names A through K. And it's broken up each hour by the parts of the last name. And then Thursday will be letters L through Z. So you can find the distribution document on the Schoology page, or you can reach out to me. My email was posted earlier, and I can email it to you directly to find out your exact time.
Oh, thank you.
I have another question, sorry. In summarize, can you just tell us like how many hours students have Zoom, actual Zoom for sixth graders?
Go ahead, Justin, jump in.
So we're still waiting to hear what the district is going to, what it means with their live instruction. And so if, to put an exact number on it, I don't think that's possible, but we're hoping that, or it should be, every class, when they meet with the teacher twice a week, will be getting some type of live instruction. So if that's meeting with the teacher on Zoom for part of that time, then that would be it. I would imagine that just about every class will be Zooming or using Google Meets or meetings through Schoology throughout the week.
It's not like every day set of like 3 hours, 4 hours, anything like that?
There is actually a set schedule that they're working on right now, Aaron. Because it hasn't been confirmed by the teachers and by the district, I don't want to give you the exact minutes, but just know tentatively it would be 30 to 40 minutes per class per day. But I don't take that as what's going to happen because everything is still being finalized. So that's just right now tentative.
So everything is up to LAUSD, because like last year, I know your school was different than other schools, like as hour of like Zoom classes. Is it all school are the same, or it's depend on the teachers too?
I think a combination of both there. There's going to be a baseline that the district will give us, and then the teachers are going to adjust to that baseline, meaning that they're going to have a minimum that they need to do daily. And knowing our staff, they adjust. Many of our staff members want to do more, not less. So I hope that answers your question.
Great, thank you so much.
I wanted to
Go ahead, Jamie.
I'm getting a lot of text on where to find information. Every single thing that we are talking about in every department is always located on the Paul Revere website. It's very easy to navigate, but a perfect example is, Aaron, if you did not, I'm going to use you as an example, receive the information on how to get textbooks or an email, a good possibility is that we have the wrong email for you or the wrong telephone number. Because with every communication during remote learning, this administration team makes sure that you are informed, whether it's a text message, an email blast, a robocall, or a website. So every single thing is located on the website.
Thanks, Jamie. Hey, David, so you said, is there a minimum set live instruction time? Yeah, look at the side agreement that's posted. My recollection, and any of the other administration, correct me if I'm wrong, it's about 35 minutes per class per day for a live face-to-face instruction. David Sharp asked that question.
I don't know that it's been determined the amount of Zoom time, like the amount of synchronous versus asynchronous time. I don't know if that's been determined yet minute-wise. Just as a general overview, they have it, but I don't know specific.
Yeah, folks, I wish I had specifics for you. And just like Ms. Mavashov says, that's my understanding from conversations I've had with other administrators in the district, but we have not gotten a final document delivered to us yet. So we ask you to be patient as we're being patient. And Mr. Kretz is 100% correct. We're people of, what can I say? We like to be organized, and we're creatures of habit. And right now, that's the last thing that we're being allowed to do, is to be to go back to what we would normally do at this time of year. This is all very new to us, and we're still waiting for a lot of those decisions to be made for us by the district, UTLA, and the powers that be. But know that we're prepared. Your children will have textbooks and iPads that first day of school. Your teachers are chomping at the bit. They want to teach. In fact, the arguments we're having with our teachers right now is we want to do more, not less. So that's a great indicator of the quality of teacher that we have here at Paul Revere. They're already scheming and planning about how they can work with your children more and not less. So that, that makes me encouraged, and I hope that encourages you as well. Any other questions or final comments from the administrative staff?
Yeah, I'd just like to throw out there and remind everyone, as an administrative team, we've been meeting and talking throughout. We have not met with our entire teaching staff yet. And so we're hoping, well, we will do this next week. And so once we meet with them, we're very fortunate. If you were to talk to, I'm sure every administration or every school is going to say, oh, our school is amazing. But we really have a staff for the most part that is truly dedicated, that wants to do the best they possibly can. And so once we all come together and figure it out, and we do have a very good relationship between the administration and the teachers, we all enjoy working together. I think that we will all figure it out and navigate through these uncharted waters. But we're going to stay afloat and we're going to keep moving forward. You guys are going to help paddle the boat at times, but it's going to be an awesome year.
There's a question, does school officially start Thursday? No, school officially starts Tuesday, August the 18th. Your teachers will have their first formal in-class, what we see as a classroom schedule, Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be those reverse minimum days that the district has created for you and your child to sit down together and work out what the school year means to them and how you can best address it. But Thursday, the class schedules will begin. School begins Tuesday, 9 a.m. Please don't let your child sleep in. For working parents, how many hours will orientation be on Tuesday? I can't answer that question because I've not seen what the orientation is yet. But just know that school is, I've been told by my director that school is every day 9 a.m. to 2:15. And Monday is pupil-free day, Jamie, so we don't have to worry about Monday.
And please look in the chat box. There's a link there. If you, as soon as we end the meeting, you'll think of a question. The link is on our website. You can always submit any questions you have. And Mr. Iannucci promised that he will just stare at his phone until it pops up. He will respond within 30 seconds, no matter what time of day it is. The answers will appear on our website under, I believe it's Principal's blog.
Principal's blog.
So anytime you have a question, click on that link and he'll respond.
Right. I like the 1 in the morning and 2 in the morning questions the best. All right. If there are no more questions, I hope we've answered your questions today. This has been recorded, so if you have friends or family that missed any of this, couldn't make it because they were on vacation or whatever, it'll be on our school website. Ms. Vogel will be posting it either later today or earlier tomorrow.
Is tomorrow meeting at 6 for 6th grade is almost the same or different?
Almost the same.
Almost the same. Yes, great, thank you.
Oh gosh, so there's a question about attendance criteria for students. Attendance criteria of students is the same as it is every year, every day. Students need to be in class, ready to learn every day that class is held. And so that's our attendance criteria. Be there and don't miss out.
Mr. Iannucci, I think there's one more question about are they going to send a Zoom meeting ID for the students? That's going through Schoology, right? They should be looking at Schoology for that.
Everything's going through Schoology for the students. Those links for those PDs that students are going to take Tuesday and Wednesday with their parents will be posted in Schoology in the teachers' classroom accounts. I don't want to guess and tell you which classroom that's going to be, but my guess anyway would be your homeroom teacher or advisory, whatever you want to call it. Carla Portilla has her hand raised. Carla, did you want to ask a question? Carla? Question?
Maybe it's an accident.
Maybe. If you need information about Schoology registration, please reach out to your grade level counselor. Okay, thank you, Carla. Accident. All right, everybody, we're gonna sign off for the night. So thank you very much. And once again, ask me any questions through Ask Revere. I check it every morning when I have my cup of iced tea and run over the Dodger scores because you know what a big Dodger fan I am. Thank you, Ms. Mabashoff, for
Thank you.
organizing this.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Koretz. Thank you, Mr. Evans. Thank you, Dr. Anthony. Thank you, Mrs. Sparza. Good night, John Boy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.